the Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited. Come on in.
The East is where we're from.
Shalom, 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 my brothers and
The
sisters.
12 tribes of Israel.
Come on, hit the like button.
In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape, we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still.
To a land where no mankind
To a
dwelt.
land where no mankind dwelt, we went.
The 12 tribes of
The
Israel.
12 tribes of Israel. That's who we be. Manasseh, the Cubans, we from Puerto Rico, and probably from the hearts of Hawaii.
Come on.
The Lord is calling back Israel. From Panama,
Blessings, blessings, blessings. Come on.
the highest gathering in Israel.
That's right. Our highest gathering in Israel. I'm Elder Ricochet of the Gathering of Christ Church here with our weekly broadcast. And of course, since Donald Trump has been sworn in, I've been getting phone calls, mails, emails, you name it, messages. And many was asking, what is our perspective on this? Well, if you have any perspective, if you have any questions concerning what's really going on right now, this is the place to be. Okay? This is the place to be. Boy, is it cold outside. It's some weird stuff going on. Snowing in Florida, snowing in Texas, and there's a lot of things going on right now. Okay? Hold on, let me make sure it stays warm in here. One moment. One moment. Turn this one off. Alrighty. It feels better already. Okay. For those who don't know, I'm Elder Ricochet of the Gathering of Christ Church here with our weekly broadcast. Shalom. As you come in, hit the like button. The discussion this evening, and of course I have Blog Talk on standby in case, they allow us into a platform that the church is paying for. I would appreciate it if Blog Talk would actually allow us to use the service since it will end at the end of the month here, right? I spoke to Elder Ramar. I'm like, do you have these same issues with Blog Talk when you come on? And Elder Ramar responded back with, well, Elder, no. He says, usually it doesn't work on Wednesdays and when you are trying to go on Patreon on Fridays. Okay. So I guess they don't like when I'm bringing something forth, huh? Ruffling a few feathers there, but okay. But anyway, hopefully they'll allow us to, hopefully Blog Talk won't censor us tonight. Brothers and sisters, there's so many things going on. But before I go into that, let me just make a quick announcement. Let me make one quick announcement, and then we'll jump right in. I know you've been chopping at the bits, waiting for our perspectives on this particular election. I know. So we're going to jump right in on this election, right? On this inauguration, actually. A new 4 years of something, right? Some serious times are upon us, right? But before I do that, let me just make an announcement. We are going into a new installment, a new enrollment period for our Hebrew and Bible Academy, okay? For those who don't understand what the Hebrew and Bible Academy is, it's real-time news, uncensored. Like you can't get news like this any place on the earth. First and foremost, unfiltered, true news, where we use the Bible and the Bible's perspective to break Satan's signal, which is really an MK Ultra control plan over the population. That's why so many people are totally deluded concerning what's really going on in the earth. They're under a mind-controlled program, okay? And the news, MK Ultra News, is a key component into that. So one thing about the Hebrew and Bible Academy, you get news unfiltered. Even if we show what's going on in the news, we'll actually give you the messages they're really bringing forth as far as their agendas out of it, so that you don't fall victim to believing Satan's tongue. So in the academy, we have news. We also have Elder Lawyer who deal with the Hebrew 101. He does a great job with that. The Most High said he would bring us back or give us back our pure language. And yes, we don't deal or speak the new Germanic or European dialect we hear today that's called Hebrew. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say it isn't Hebrew. It's the same letters, but the pronunciations and how it's spoken with force as it was intended from the beginning is actually diluted down through a European dialect. Elder Lawyer brings the Phoenician Hebrew, the ancient tongue that comes with power and force. Every Hebrew and Bible Academy, it's time for us to get back our original language. And let me straighten something else out while I'm talking about this, okay? A lot of people try to claim what the white man taught us, the English tongue and all this others. Folks, when you look at the English words in the Bible, you can actually make out the Hebrew by actually reading English, okay, outright. Like, for instance, if you see Jacob, J's is synonymous to Y, Jacob. Okay? When you see here, Jacob, that's Hebrew, right? So you can see the words in English and know that it's a variation of Hebrew. So don't let them try to claim the white man taught us English, okay? We created those languages, starting from Hebrew. And what they tried to hide through the Dark Ages is that we, our people, more so went into the English outside of the Greek and Latin tongue, because that was closer to the Hebrew we were speaking. So don't let no one out there try to claim that the English belongs to the white man. That's a lie. Okay? Want to straighten that out. So again, Elder Lawyer does a great job with the Hebrew. And of course, what happens is we send you a link along with a PDF, serious prepared lessons that you can actually utilize for your personal study even after the academy. There's nothing like this on earth when it comes to the Hebrew and Bible Academy. With Elder Shapat, he brings the news and I bring my commentary. We have special guests this particular quarter, well, last quarter. A matter of fact, we ended this this Sunday. We had special guests. We had the brother come on, Raphael, who played in the NFL, that gave us some physical tips when it comes to working out and all these others. We also had Damon Wilson from Sanford and Son, the son from Sanford and Son, come on as a guest during this academy. And also we have, and we will have again, Dr. Goodman, Dr. Goodman, who comes on and gives us health tips and what herbs that we can use for medicinal purposes. And folks, it's not like any other academy when we have our guests and all that. So we're inviting you in. You can enroll. Go to historytimes.org. It's quite inexpensive. It's very inexpensive. It's only $50 a month. It contributes to the work so that we can do more research. And if I was to pan this camera around, you will see there's books everywhere. Books aren't cheap. So I'm going to say, please, I thank you, loyal academites, okay, who have always became a part of that particular sector of our ministry, who've always supported that. We thank you. And if y'all want to be a part of it, go to historytimes.org to enroll. And you can look forward to some of these lessons that I'm about to show you right here. The origins of angels. Okay. We don't pray to angels at all because angels are ministering spirits who are led by our God through Christ. Now, the witches and warlocks, they pray to angels and fallen angels. Being that we are on the right side of this, understanding the heavenly realm, it gives us the understanding on how to battle the dark forces that come into our neighborhoods with witchcraft, with different religions through idolatry, such as Catholicism, such as Judaism, Islam, as well as Hindus. They wage dark war against us, praying to fallen angels. That's because we don't understand our power on how to fight them in the spiritual realm by accessing that power that only comes through Christ. So we're going to go into the angels, the levels of angels, how they work, how they're connected to the weather, the sun, moon, stars, everything. The angels are everywhere. And we're going to talk about that this coming academy, the next academy that starts around mid-February. I think it's 14th. February 16th is when it starts. 16th. Thank you. Thank you, other lawyer. February 16th. Yes, we'll start February 16th. Also, the reason Adam fell. A very, very good topic. All right. The reason Adam fell. Man have a purpose outside of woman. It's not to downplay the power and the love and respect that a man should have for a woman. But we got it backwards in this society. Man was put here for his purpose. Woman was put here for man. Period. Okay? Woman wasn't put here for her career. She wasn't put here so that she can have her own. None of that. A woman's purpose is a man. And as long as this world, as long as people begin to operate delusional in this world to believe that just because you can live without a man doesn't mean you weren't placed here for the man. Okay? So just because anyone can survive separate, that has nothing to do with purpose. A woman's purpose is a man, period. That's what she was put here for. A man's purpose is given through God. And it's upside down because we're looking for acceptance and we're looking to be guided from what's under us. And it doesn't work that way. Okay? Down below does not control what's on high, which is the heavens. So because Satan is down here, he's trying to twist it around. He can't control what's up there. Neither should we let things control us from under. Now, Are we to listen? Of course. Are we to respect when the Most High is utilizing a woman as a helpmeet? Absolutely. There's many women who have saved men operating in her proper position as far as why the Most High created her for a helpmeet. Many women have saved men being a helpmeet. But far many women have destroyed men, with it being the other way around. But we're going to focus on this. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to focus on this solely from the Most High's expectation of Adam, man. You don't want to miss that particular lesson. Because usually when this conversation is had, it's about pointing fingers like Adam and Eve did. Even the serpent was in there pointing fingers, right? But no, we're going to look at it. Adam, this is what the Most High expects from you. Okay, if a woman wants to eat the fruit, then let her eat the fruit. That's her choice. She has free will. But that don't mean that you must now fall based on her choices. Okay? You don't have to fall. If she want to eat the fruit, let her eat the fruit. All right? You don't eat the fruit. The true doctrine to the Gentiles. We're going to straighten that thing out because you have Christians claiming that Gentiles are no different and have replaced the natural Israelites, which is replacement theology, a bold-faced lie. Okay? We as the children of Israel were never replaced. We're lost, according to the Bible. We have no idea that we're the people, right? But we're still here. We're still here. So all this crap claiming that the doctrine of the Gentiles have replaced physical Israelites as the church replaced physical Israelites is a bold-faced lie. We're here. I'm an Israelite, okay? The people in the Bible are all Israelites. There's no such people as spiritual Israelites. All right? So now, we're going to straighten it out. And that's not to say that Gentiles cannot be saved. You got a bunch of Israelites out here with some lying doctrine that Gentiles can't be saved. That's a lie. But they're not going to have the exact place of power in the kingdom under Christ. They're going to have the positions that were allotted to them when Noah came off of the ark. They'll have their same territories, but the law will go out through Jerusalem and they'll operate in order. Christ is bringing a government, and Ham, Shem, and Japheth, those who believe in Christ, who will be saved, has a position in the outer courts, which is the rest of the earth outside of Jerusalem. They will be led by God's people. So in order for the Gentiles to actually get their portion in the kingdom, they must accept Christ on this side before the second coming. And we're going to make it clear. Okay? Now, usually when I teach this, they try to, what they do is, brothers and sisters, they try to shame people, and I don't go for it. See? They try to shame people and try to, and it's sort of like I hate to put it this way, but it's like a scorned woman tactic, right? Oh no, instead of addressing what I say, right? Instead of addressing what's coming out of my mouth, they'll try ad hominem attacks. Oh, because y'all just like white people. And then they'll show a picture of a white person who took a picture with me. Shaming doesn't work. Okay? I've taken pictures with many people. I have no problem with no people personally. But what they'll do is they'll try to show a picture with me next to a white person who asks me to take a picture and say, look, see. Nah, it has nothing to do with that. Okay? What it has to do with is the gospel of Christ. And the Bible says, as much life within you, be at peace with all men. I'm not running around hating some people because of you, for you. Okay? So instead of addressing what we're teaching, they try to deceive people through ad hominem attacks and shaming tactics. Why? Because they don't have a doctrinal leg to stand on. They can't refute what we're teaching. See? They can't refute it. So they got to come with little sideways attacks and lie to people in our absence so to dissuade others from actually understanding what we're teaching, and they're operating outside of the law. They're not operating in good faith. See? So when I go into these lessons, I'm going to make it clear. This is what Christ said the Gentiles get, and this is what Christ says the Hebrews get, who actually make it to that side. You got a lot of Hebrews out there trying to claim who's going to be in the kingdom, when the majority of the doctrines that I hear from those who claim to be Hebrews is antichrist doctrine. How can you stop others who are Gentiles from getting the kingdom when you may not be there to see what happens? Huh? So you need to search out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. No ad hominem attacks. If you got the truth, just teach the doctrine. See, but they know that what we're bringing cannot be refuted by Christians and or by even Hebrews. Okay? Straight out. So when we start teaching Gentiles, they be like, well, hold up. What's going on here? What's happening with you teaching Gentiles? What about the Israelites? We teach the Israelites. What are you talking about? So what we're going to do is we're going to show the doctrine that was given through Peter and the doctrine that came through the uncircumcision that was given to Paul. And we're going to bring it all the way home so there's no questions concerning the kingdom of heaven for those who believe in Christ, to the Jews who are Israelites first, and also the Gentiles. Okay? Now, jumping right in, how you doing, Elder Lawyer?
Shalom, sir. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm blessed by the best. I'm jumping right in. Make sure y'all hit the like button, 1,700. Y'all doing a great job. Elder Lawyer, hey, something is going on in the earth right now. The inauguration just happened the other day, and everyone is asking what's going on with Trump. Right?
Right.
Let me say this. Let me state this. Okay? They're good at what they do, too. The powers that be, that shouldn't be, have created an environment in which any sane person would have no choice but to support Trump. Right. You give us 4 years of straight nut jobs. Men running around with wigs on, racing women, knocking women out, in boxing rings, dragging women, wrestling, beating women, all breaking every record that belongs to a woman. A man running around, he's swimming like a dolphin, with guns up here. He got guns all the way up here, swimming against women. And what makes him a woman, right, is the fact that he put a wig on. Then you have someone in a high authoritative respective position, Ketanji Brown, and she wasn't even able to explain what was a woman when she was the first black woman to sit on the Supreme Court. Well, what are you? So when you hear that all of these dynamics that came from the Democrats, which were intentional, it would leave people with no option but to support Trump, right? The answer is no. The Most High is making it where people will realize the only choice is him.
That's right.
He's making it that way. Because everybody will lean one way when really that's the only rational way to lean. But once you lean that way, what's waiting? A trap. A trap. Here it is, you got one party that are outright Satanists. Right? A matter of fact, they left a farewell, they have a farewell message. They're fed up and they're not taking it no more, Elder. Okay, they're fed up and they're not taking it no more. They got something to tell you. All right? So the nut jobs isn't going to go out without, they're not going to go out. They're going to be swinging going out here now. Right? They ain't going to go out without a fight. All right? The trans and abortion party got something to tell you. All right? They're not going out without a fight. All right? So the lawyer outright, they want to leave you with a message. All right? They're going to leave us with a message before they roll out. So we're transitioning over. All right? The trans and abortion party showed up, and they ain't taking it no more. Listen to what they're telling you.
Trans siblings back into the closet. And they want to push a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime.
What they want?
They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet.
They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet. No justice, no peace.
And they want to push a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime.
Hey, oh yeah, and they want to do a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime. They talk about killing babies, right? So here it is. Here it is. This is what they've attached us to for years. For years, they've attached us to these nut jobs. Okay?
They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet. And they want to push a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime.
There it is. There it is. Some activism at its best, Elder Lawyer. We're fired up and we're not taking it no more. We shall overcome. That's where activism have gotten us up until this point, right? So the nut jobs are mad because they don't have a license to kill babies like they used to, and they said that they want to put trans sisters back in the closet. Now, I wonder, like, what is their definition of this? Because no one is stopping a man from putting on a wig and claiming to be anything he wants. So,
Right.
So what are they saying? Because there's laws that are now being passed, executive orders that will stop them from indoctrinating our children and teaching our children at an impressionable age that it's okay to become the opposite sex. Is that pushing trans back into a closet? Right? So I'm glad we've turned the page on that nonsense. All right? So now what are they going to do? Because they're still in positions over these blue cities. So will they begin to sabotage all over the place? We just see what happened with California, but I'm sure there'll be some reporting on that as this year unfolds. But we're going to jump into it. Satan's trump card, right? Boy, things are cutting loose right now. Things are cutting loose in California. What's coming? One might ask. Hit that like button. Listen to this, Elder. Fair use.
I've been living in California, LA, pretty much 60 years, born and raised here. And this fire is different. Something fishy is going on. We got half of LA pretty much on fire. But right now, at this particular moment, down in South Central, where there are no fires, where there are no wind, where there's nothing going on, you got ICE doing checkpoints, conducting checkpoints, looking for people.
Fair use.
Did you see that immigration raids were done in Kern County in California, basically against anyone who looked Latino? Listen.
Border Patrol activities is being reported all over Kern County, from Maricopa to the downtown Gap bus station, even door to door and on freeways. But this Chevron, all 7 Standard, and Merle Haggard saw arrests firsthand.
Well, we usually get our normal people in here coming in. They buy their food, they go to work, and they were field workers. And as soon as they paid their food and everything, they went outside. And as soon as they went outside, they grabbed them. They started taking their belongings. They were all laughing while their food was being thrown away.
They, as in Border Patrol agents, employee Candy Garcia tells 17 News. Garcia says the agents, many undercover, parked right outside and took away 2 vanfuls of people.
Am I being detained for, sir?
Because I need to know.
Okay, so right now, ICE is going all through California after these executive orders were passed and are randomly asking people for their papers who doesn't apparently look how they would describe as Anglo, right? If you don't look white on white, they have the full authority to ask you, even if you go into the corner store, whatever the case is, are you a citizen? So this is where they're going to start. But there's checkpoints that have been set up all through California without anyone knowing. Right after the fires, checkpoints. Check this out. Where are we going? Listen to me clearly. Hit the like button. Over 2,000 people in here. And hey, hit the like button. We just began here. This is what's going on right up under our noses. And guess what? There's nothing that Trump signed. Well, the majority of what Trump signed, let me correct that, in the executive orders, the majority of it, who wouldn't stand up and cheer for that, right? Who wouldn't cheer for them taking trans and all this stuff out of our schools and making it open where we can actually get a better education outside of this inner city? Who wouldn't approve of that? Who wouldn't approve to others coming in with all types of criminality and tearing where we live up and taking all the jobs? Who wouldn't stand up and cheer for that? Of course, all of us were looking at that and say, well, yeah, that's logical. Yeah, Trump, go ahead and do what you got to do, Trump, right? Listen to this.
Know if you're a U.S. citizen, yes or no.
The fact that I have the right to travel is not a good enough answer for you.
All I need is you're a U.S. citizen or no?
It's not obvious the way I'm
No, it's
speaking
not.
to you that I'm a U.S. citizen.
No, it's not.
So what was the scope of the stop?
This is a Border Patrol immigration inspection. Everybody has to stop here.
Can you explain to me how I would prove to myself that I'm a citizen, or prove to you that I'm a citizen?
All you have to do is tell me at this point.
At this point, all I have to do is tell you.
Now, all due respect, Elder, the guy that's border control, clearly he's Mexican, with a strong accent.
Right.
And he's asking someone with a clear, you can hear through the video that the guy was born in America strictly with the fact that he doesn't even have an accent. Check that out. But the one probing that's over the checkpoints has a clear accent as if he was born someplace else, right? Now check this out.
Tell you that I'm a citizen. Okay.
This looks straight out of an apocalyptic movie. Mercado Latino has never looked like this. A ghost town. Completely empty, even through lunch rush. The heart of the Hispanic community, Mercado Latino, also received a visit from a Border Patrol unit.
As you can see, it's completely lonely. Nobody's here.
Flores said around 30% of the businesses closed on Wednesday. And when he asked Border Patrol agents why they were there in the first place,
Well, his answer was was very dumb answer. He said, "Oh, we're looking for Walmart."
This Chevron saw a significant drop in business a day after it was raided by Border Patrol agents.
If you see a bunch of brown folks getting in a car, write down the plate number.
A letter titled The Brown Roundup Part 1.
And it states that starting the last part of January 2025, this nation will commence the largest roundup of brown illegals in our history.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Reporting live from Bakersfield, California, the epicenter of the Border
Fair
Patrol
use.
ice raids. Street level media here. We are here to show the world it is about to get crazy in 10 days. It is about to get crazy. I'm telling you right now, we are on the verge of a different revolution. And we're not going out without a fight.
99%.
So the Mexicans is over there in Issachar saying, you know what, before y'all put our families out, there will be a revolution here in California. Check it out, though. This is all biblical, folks. Listen up, listen up.
They are farmer workers. They are my regular customer, my regular bread and butter.
Fair use.
Today, it is the first time I eat it. I'm a permanent legal person. And I'm scared too.
If they looked Hispanic or like they worked in a...
They're going around California just arresting people, Elder Lawyer. On top of arresting them, they're placing the people. Let me get you in here. Elder Lawyer, they're placing the people. Let me do this. Let me put you in here, Elder Lawyer. They're placing the people in detention places, right? Without even, no fair warning, checkpoints. And what they're doing is they're just deporting the people. Just say, hey, you know how it is in the hood. Mom tell you go up the street, go get a pack of Newports. I don't know what they do in California. Hey, son, go up the street and give me some cigarettes, right? Even though we don't deal with cigarettes, but that's a normal walk that children have when, if you're over 18, you go grab something for your mother from the store, go get some butter or something. Next thing you know, they ask for your papers, and you're hauled off in a wagon where mom was like, yo, what's going on? That's what's happening right now, right? Check it out.
In the fields or, they looked a little dirty. They were asking for their papers.
These raids were also done in fields, outside of Home Depot, and while people were just driving, like this woman's husband who was taken in. This is happening to people who are working, who are just trying to provide for their family. This was never about going after criminals. This is just about racial profiling.
Congressional.
Elder Lawyer, who said that it was going to go down like this a couple of weeks ago? Didn't I tell you?
Yes, sir.
Didn't I tell you that they're going to come off by claiming that they just after the criminals first? Uh-huh.
Yep.
Here it is. All right. Hit that like button. Checkpoints. Now, the question lies whether or not these particular checkpoints will ever go away in these specific areas. So here it is, Elder Lawyer. Now let's go over the blueprint. A catastrophe happens or some type of event. Through that, military and border control comes into play, where they have to set up checkpoints and all that because of some level of terrorism or to bring some type of order, because usually when there's some chaos, there's looting and all these others. And now they can use the checkpoints for whatever they would like to use them for. Now that no one can question the reason they were actually put in place. Who believe that these checkpoints are going to go away? Huh? Who believe that? There's more. There is more. Follow me.
Congressional Black Caucus members see Trump's mass deportation promises as an affront to Black Americans. Well, I can speak for myself as a Black American, and I'm not offended by this at all. What does mass deportation have to do with me? I can't be deported anywhere, and nor can anyone in my family or any...
So here it is. A brother said, well, listen, what do mass deportation have to do with me? I'm fine, right? Divide and conquer. See how that works?
Right.
Judah against the 10 tribes, the 10 tribes against Judah. Divide and conquer. But guess who they aren't asking for papers through checkpoints? Ukrainians.
That's right.
You know how many Eastern Europeans were let into the country under this Ukrainian garbage? Don't forget, before Biden tagged Trump in, Elder Lawyer, don't forget this. Before Biden tagged in Trump, the last administration first week began with him telling black folk on a Zoom call that we're going to have to start listening or following the Latinos who's going to become the majority in America. We have to take a back seat to them because the white race in America will become the vast minority by 2040. So that he was talking about saving the white population in numbers. And he was also bringing forth and telling others the concern they had for how many black people or people of color, as they call it, who would eventually make white people a minority in America. That was Biden's first week on Zoom. He stated that. So now we see that anyone can be questioned like Nazi Germany. Where's your papers? If you aren't clearly a white person.
Right.
If you're not clearly white, where's your papers? Right? So here it is, divide and conquer. Check it out. Divide and conquer. Hey, he's like, they don't got nothing to do with me, deport him. That's what his brother's saying. Right?
Any other black American for that matter. This has
now, keep in mind, they let criminals and all that over here intentionally. So that now people in the inner cities would say, you let the gangs over and they causing criminality. Now, they have what? Plausible deniability when they come after who they want. You think the majority of people they'll be coming after were illegals and are criminals? See? Watch how it works.
Nothing to do with us.
And you know our people, boy. Listen, I gotta just tell you the truth, Elder. Nah, we ain't gonna have that. Nah, we ain't gonna have that.
Look, I've been living.
We ain't gonna have that, right? Elder Lawyer, you know our people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I have to be honest with this. I have to be straight with it, okay? I know a lot of y'all gonna be cracking up on this, but I gotta be honest with you. And I've seen this growing up in the hood. If you get into a spat or someone feel a certain type of way about you advancing above them, man, they'll be on the phone calling CPS and you did nothing.
Yep.
Just to cause disruption. They'll be on a phone call in welfare saying, there's a man living in the house, and I know a man is living, and they'll tell you the man's name and where his truck is parked around the corner. Okay? I don't know if I'm speaking from experience here. I'm going to tell you right now. If our people getting their feelings, they got CPS on speed dial. They got they be at the welfare office. They're not even going for a check. They going to snitch on somebody. They find out you got a little bit more food stamps than them. Man, listen. So you know what they're going to do. ICE is going to be on speed dial now. Now you know that, right?
Yes, sir.
And I can see it now. Young brothers giving our sisters a hard time and try to now be going out with the Latinas and them. Sisters gonna be like, well, nah. A matter of fact, it's all good. She'll wait until you're Netflix and chilling, and ICE is knocking on the door. I'm gonna tell you, they got a new weapon. They got a new weapon in their hands for this one. I hate to say it, folks. I got to be honest with you. Our people are going to be totally involved in this thing here. The deportations. This is what a lot of our people have been waiting for. Okay? Watch this here. I'm telling you right now.
Not to mention if a reward is involved.
Lord
forget
have
about it.
Oh, man. Some change happens too. I mean, listen. 1,500 to 2,000. They giving you a little change to snitch out a few people. Lord have mercy. Y'all know what is. Hey, I'm just telling you the truth, folks. I've known many people right now. And I don't know if Annette from Diamond Street, she's probably cracking up right now. I can name a few women on the block that, hey, let me tell you, the block captain of the block, she was a straight snitch on everything. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, it's going down, y'all. So they use the divide and conquer thing first before coming after everyone. Let me show you where we're going.
And when he asked,
they going into whole markets, elder lawyer. Whole markets in California are empty on a weekday. Okay, no tacos, no nothing. Somebody got the memo, right?
Border Patrol agents why they were there in the first place.
Well, his answer was very dumb answer. He said, oh, we're looking for Walmart.
This chevron saw a significant drop in business a day after it was raided by Border Patrol agents.
If you see a bunch of brown folks getting in a car, write down the plate number.
A letter.
Lord have mercy, profiling going on. The canary in the coal mine. There it is, Elder Uriah. Oh, we got 2,600. We getting thick up in here. Hit the like button. This is just the beginning. And guess what, Elder? It only been 2 days. It is. Let me tell you, folks. Elder, I'm going to tell you right now. And I'm going to tell you right now. Let me get it right here. I'm going to tell you right now, Elder Lawyer. You know it's deep. You know something going on with our family, our people, right? When you have an inauguration and the only people that aren't together is the first black family, the first black family of America, the man is walking by himself. He's strolling in there by himself. Everybody else is coming doing their duty, their constitutional their patriotic duty for giving service to the country, where whether you like a person or not, you're supposed to be there. Now, if that doesn't show you what's going on with our people, where Barack Obama had to walk down by himself, right? While everyone else, even though they didn't care about him, was together. If that wasn't a statement to what's going on with our people, I don't know what is. Because you don't have to be there with the person. Right? You don't have to like the person, but you gotta support who you're with. And that's folks, if you didn't think that wasn't a signal to show where our people are, as far as relationships go, as far as the family dynamic, you don't understand what type of signal that was sending. You have no idea, right? She's mad because she's not going to go because of Trump. It doesn't matter. You're supporting your man. So you can only expect that with us, unfortunately. But I digress. Let's go.
Well, his answer, it was very dumb answer. He said, oh, we're looking for Walmart.
This chevron saw a significant drop in business a day after it was raided by Border Patrol agents.
If you see a bunch of brown folks getting in a car, write down the plate number.
A letter titled The Brown Roundup Part 1.
And it states that starting the last part of January 2025, this nation will commence the largest roundup of brown illegals in our history.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Reporting live from Bakersfield, California, the epicenter of the Border Patrol ice raids. Street level media here. We are here to show the world it is about to get crazy in 10 days.
Issachar is about to turn up out there, right? Because eventually there will be some resistance with these deportations, folks.
It is about to get crazy. I'm telling you right now, we are on the verge of a different revolution. And they're not going out without a fight.
99% they are farmer workers. They are my regular customer, my regular bread and butter.
And let me tell you, I have no problem with Issachar being in California and Texas. Guess they were there before Esau came. Don't forget, this land belonged to the children of Israel.
That's right.
Okay, so really they're asking for permission to be on a land that was stolen from their forefathers. Texas and California was Mexico. Okay? So let me make it clear. Let me make it clear so y'all don't think that, you know, I'm about, okay, yeah, we built America with our blood, sweat, and tears and all that. But the reality is they were there first.
Today, it is the first time I eat it. I'm a permanent legal person. And I'm scared too.
If they looked Hispanic or like they worked in the fields or, you know, they looked a little dirty, they would ask other people.
These raids were also done in fields outside of...
So, Elder Lawyer, they're setting up checkpoints in the areas of high commerce. So what happens to the businesses who lose all these customers in fear of being profiled? Eventually, right. what wasn't burnt down is going to be sold anyway, because they're not going to be able to survive where everyday patrons are getting shaken down just for going to the store. So a lot of these businesses are going to have to go, they're going to have to sell. And I know Amalek is going to be sitting there with the hat waiting. Okay? They're going to have to sell these businesses, because who's going to seek to get harassed every time you go to one of these stores or markets? Right?
At Home Depot, and while people were just driving, like this woman's husband who was taken in. This is happening to people who are working, who are just trying to provide for their family. This was never about going after criminals. This is just about racial profiling.
Oh yeah. So they had checkpoints, Elder. And at the checkpoints, they was like, let me get your license and registration. The guy was driving the car. The wife was legal, but he was illegal. They snatched him up, threw him in a truck, and that was it on that. It's happening right now, Elder.
Congressional Black Caucus members see Trump's mass deportation promises as an affront to Black Americans. Well, I can speak for myself.
Well, I could care less about the satanic Black Caucus. Guess what? They're from Hades, okay? They never represented us. We could care less about them. Let me make that clear. The Black Caucus is the enemies of our people, right? But they're standing as an affront for this. Why? Because they're getting paid to. They're getting paid to be an affront. For whatever the Democrat agendas is, they use these straight symbols to undermine us, to get us on board with whatever they're looking to do. Okay, so they're persona non grata.
And I'm not offended by this at all. What does mass deportation have to do with me? I can't be deported anywhere, and nor can anyone in my family or any other Black American for that matter. This has nothing to do with us.
You think you're safe because you're...
He said it has nothing to do with us. Elder Lawyer, let me just make it, I'm going to be frank here. It's just not their turn. They just haven't focused on us yet. Okay?
Right.
This is the first domino to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because don't forget. Okay? They eating the dogs, they eating the cats. When they came with that, those were Haitians. So what's to stop them from profiling us every day, thinking that we are illegal? So be careful what you put out there.
Right.
You're a citizen, you are in for a very rude awakening. This is our new life. We have to carry passports with us everywhere we go. And I don't even think that'll be...
And show your papers. Show your papers. Right? Now, if they really want to get indignant, right? Because sometimes, especially if you have these foreign people, Ukrainians and all that, who come over here and become police officers, and you're going to start hearing police officers and law enforcement with deep Eastern European accents. Watch. And if they really want to get indignant, that means you're like one of these brothers and claim that, well, Elder, you're one of these brothers and claim, listen, I got my papers. Here's my license right here. If they really want to get indignant, they can say, yeah, let me see that. And then they'll look back at you and retort with, what license? And drag you in a paddy wagon as if you came over the border. There's nothing to stop them from doing that. And then say, you know what, I got it mixed up. Or I didn't know. He didn't have his papers. And what proof do you have that you actually had your papers? Right? So you know some of these crooked law enforcement guys, they'll do things like that. Right? Let's go.
Be good enough. If the cops think you're a fucking immigrant, they're gonna take your ass.
Anyone else got this weird feeling of impending doom? Like something is coming? I just feel like it's been so weird, like the atmosphere has been weird. Something feels uneasy. There's just an uneasy feeling that you can't really shake.
An uneasy feeling that you just can't shake. Interesting. Something is coming. An uneasy feeling that you just can't shake. So people, Elder Lawyer, is recognizing that there's something in the air. Something going on spiritually that they probably can't put their fingers on. But something nefarious or satanic might be going down with this Trump card for the next couple of years. Right? Speaking of Trump cards, Satan's Trump card. Huh? Let me blow this up so everyone can see it. Hit the like button. The New World Order Illuminati cards that were published in 1994. Right? Let me show y'all these. Let me show y'all these. 1994, Elder. Right? 1994. Hold on. Right? 1994. Help us out if you haven't already. Hit the like button, please. Check this out, Elder. 1994. Check out these cards. Sniper. Fire behind a guy. Fire devastation. Who's under mind control. MK Ultra. Remember last week when they found that so-called homeless person burning down California? Near miss. Right? From sniper, a near miss. Right? A near miss to what? Now, it's mind control. They said that something was going on with the mind of the sniper that they claim tried to assassinate Trump. Right? Mind control. And if you enough is enough, and as you can see on the card, this eerily looks like Trump. 1994. 1994, folks. Check it out. And as you can see in the cards, it looks like what? Right here. Like a bullet passed through. Past him. Right? 1994. The Illuminati cards. Right? The goal is to unite all people under one leader. Right? And then there's another guy. Teflon coating. Play this card when a personality is attacked and enemy media groups are involved. CNN, folks. All media attacks announced so far are canceled, and no other media groups may be aid the attacker. So if this happens right here, right? If this happens right here, then now the media cannot come at you like they used to. And they would use a Teflon coating, which is what? Elon Musk. Right? Elon Musk, as a personality, he brought what? He purchased what they call X, which used to be Twitter. What makes it where anything the media try to do, they can undo because the attacks happened. Right? And then at the very end, you get what? When you unite everybody together against the nut jobs they let loose for 4 years, because they were straight nut jobs, mental cases. People have no choice but to get behind their charismatic leader. Their charismatic leader. 1994, the Illuminati cards came out, folks. Sniper. MK Ultra. Near miss. Almost got him. Enough is enough. He stand up and put his fist up. Right? And then the media comes in to deflect any attacks. And then no one was talking about January 6th, even though that was a bunch of garbage. No one is out there talking about the fact that they claim that he was a convicted felon with all these cases. Soon as this happened, he was able to deflect all of the criticism that came with these court dates when they were trying to politicize the court systems against him. Teflon coating. You can throw all you want, but guess what? Nothing will stick. So it didn't matter what they were saying. Nothing could stick against him after what? After he survived the so-called assassination attempt. And then guess what? It didn't just happen one time. There was a near miss a second time. Let's pause on that for a second. Not just one attempt, but a second attempt, a near miss. Hit the like button for me, please. Let's get this over 3,000. Help us out. Not just one attempt, Not just one. See? Assassination. Right? And then, right? Enough is enough. He stands up and raises his fist. And when he did that, that united all of the people on either side. They rallied with Trump. See? They rallied with Trump after that. Now, you must unite the country if you're going to get them on board with the next plan that Satan has for American citizens. You cannot get people on board with the mark of the beast system if they are divided. Now, again, no one cares about these nut jobs right here. They are the vast minority within our population. Okay? No one ever really, this is less than 5% of our population, folks, they're talking about here. So it really wasn't about them. It was letting the nihilists loose for 4 years so that we can choose, Americans could choose to go with the rational leader. Because here's the nut jobs they had in position in all these different positions.
They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet. And they want to push a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime.
See?
They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet.
So it really wasn't about these people. Everybody know that they weren't playing with a full deck the whole time anyway. So it was never about these nut jobs here, okay? It was about pushing rational, good people to the brink. To the brink. Pushing us to the edge to where there'll be no choice but to choose the other guy. Because they're insignificant in number anyway. So they said, you know what? Let's put all the nut jobs straight out of asylum places. Let's put them over all the high positions, and the people are going to cry for one leader to lead them out of this. See? That's how it worked, right? So let's go back. Let's go back. That united all people. Next thing you know, you had Snoop Dogg, Elder, who was cursing Trump out 4 years prior, partying at the inauguration. Because you would choose him over those nut jobs. Tell me you want to put our trans sisters back in the closet. Lord have mercy. So, we had what? Enough is enough. These are the Illuminati cards in 1994 showing what? An assassination attempt on this guy. Now, does he look like Trump or what? And then there was a second attempt. See? On who they call the Orange Man. See? And then, what came out of it? A charismatic leader. A charismatic leader. And what did he do before the people? He told them, listen, I want to bring all my opposition. All my opposition must walk the walk of shame. And they must be in the audience below me. As I shame them into what? Into obscurity. And then on top of that, I need you to bring the presidential desk out here. And I'm going to sign all their legislation away in their faces. Charismatic leader. right? Then media. And through the shooting, eventually the Teflon coating would be that nothing sticks on him because why? The people have been united under the leader. That means anything he pushes now is under a united front. See how Satan does it? See how he plays his trump cards? You see how he plays his trump cards, right? Now, thank you. Oh, y'all doing good. We over 3,000. Lord have mercy. Thank y'all, brothers and sisters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now, Elder Lawyer. Right? Enough is enough, right? Let me go through a few of these. Thank you, brothers and sisters. The trump card showing the bullet going by him. And then, check this out. Usually you would need a patsy that's behind a lot of these so-called events. A fall guy. Usually it's a fall guy in any event, right? During the time of JFK, it was Oswald with the magical bullet. There's always a lone person that they claim was the conspirator behind any big event, right? Then they said that the guy that tried to shoot Trump was an incel. You had Adam Lanza when it came to the Sandy Hook stuff, right? There's always some incel or some mind-controlled person that usually dies in the midst of this, right? So then we look at this, and it's orbital mind-control lasers, Elder. A unique gadget that was in the cards, in the Illuminati cards that were published in 1994. Now, people might ask, well, what does this have to do with Trump, per se? A mind control. I'm going to show you how we go around full circle here, where the people are waking up, folks. Satan is losing a grip. People aren't looking at mainstream, what they call legacy media anymore like they used to. The people are losing their grip. I mean, Satanists are using their grips through their programming. So they have no choice but to put stuff in you and spray the air with stuff to work chemically with what you chose a couple of years ago as a form of controlling those who are waking up, to keep you under the delusion. Now, what does this have to do with Trump? Well, he has to be the one in place that would sign a lot of this into legislation to allow the population who wish to be led by government to have them be under one mind, controlled by Satan. Huh? Oh, I'm going to show you how we come around full circle on this. Right? Thank you again for getting us past 3,000. You are the best, brothers and sisters. You are the best. Look at what we have here. Okay. Looky what we have here. What is this? Why is there a patent? And thank you, Bishop Anya, for sending me this. Why is there a patent for subliminal acoustic manipulation of the nervous system? Look it up yourself, folks. Patent 601-730-2A. 601-730-2A. And it says here on the bottom, silent sound, subliminal mind control. And folks, they had this particular technology. The patent was in play, brothers and sisters, before, listen to me clearly, before Wi-Fi and all that stuff became a thing. And you notice that right before they rolled out the vaccines, when the lockdowns happened, that we looked up outside and there were what? We seen these new antennas that came out of nowhere, right? We seen these new antennas right here. Now on the highways, they try to put fake leaves on it and all that to make us believe these were trees. During the same time, before they rolled out the vaccines, they had these towers strategically placed in different areas. And also in different areas, there were what? Fluorescent lights at night, which is all a part of this programming. So what are they setting up? What comes next? Right? What comes next? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. Why is there a patent for subliminal acoustic manipulation of the nervous system? And for those who think that this is a conspiracy, you know, I'm coming with the receipts. When they updated the patent, around the same time this patent came out, it was after Wi-Fi. The same time the patent came out, around the time of what? The pandemic. January 25, 2000. Here it is. If you don't believe this patent is real, put this number in, US 006173028. People already had the Wi-Fi and the stuff in their home, which was going to connect with what they would choose to have in them. Something that could actually go under the cells and create its own cells, connected to your neural senses. Okay? Like a spike protein, probably. Allegedly. I wonder how they would get a spike protein into people. Subliminal acoustic manipulation of the nervous system to control the minds of people. And I said it during the so-called pandemic. I told you. I said we're going to see people operating with straight insanity. I said there will be unnecessary aggression. We're going to see people doing things that doesn't make any sense logically, as if they have no control over their own mental. I told you all. Look at this. Here's the patent right there. Right? Now check this out. For those who think this isn't science, it's no conspiracy theory. From the National Library of Medicine. Subliminal acoustic manipulation of the nervous system to control people's minds, folks. So what does this have to do with Trump? Right? First of all, they must have an excuse to put a military grid in place, such as checkpoints, after any emergency to check whether or not people are legal. Now, on the surface, that's what you believe. But I don't believe there's any coincidences. I don't believe these people were just let through unless they understood how that can aid in their plans for the next administration. a built-in scenario, a created crisis, so that they can have the infrastructure in place for control against the citizens. This is a National Library of Medicine. It's not a conspiracy theory. What do they need acoustic manipulation of the nervous system that controls people for? Well, folks, check this out. Suppose they can turn whoever they would like into this. Suppose they can turn whoever they like into this, into the crazy nut jobs that we see are one-off, not knowing whether or not they came out of some type of psych ward, whether or not they were MK Ultra. Suppose they can just out of nowhere, using the technology in your home, especially if you got the stuff in you, to turn you into one of these. To turn you into one of these. Right? Right? To turn you into one of the nut jobs they'll now use as an excuse to detain. As an excuse to detain. Right? Y'all see we getting that here? Here's the patent right there. Hit the like button. Y'all doing a great job. Thank you. We over 3,000. We over 3,000, so it's good. I'm good now. Thank you. Right? Here's the patent right there. This, you think it's a coincidence the same time the pandemic was going down right after the election, that a patent was put out there for subliminal acoustic manipulation or mind control? Huh? Here it is on the National Library of Medicine. So what was that stuff truly for? Huh? Right? And here's the papers on it to show how they use Wi-Fi frequencies and all that. They got white papers on this, folks. Right? Right? So there's no conspiracy. You can look it up. Here's the patent number right here. Look it up. US 617302. So why am I talking about this after exposing Satan's trump cards? Okay, we're going to pause on this one real quick. We got Elon Musk. A lot of people don't know that Elon name is one of the names of Esau's children. Elon, you go to Genesis 36 and you'll see Elon as one of the descendants of Edom, of Esau. And it tell you in the book of Obadiah, when Esau set his nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And when you look at Musk comes from who? One of Ishmael's daughters, Bashemoth. Musk, Bashemoth is spices or musk. The amalgamation or the union of Esau and Ishmael. Genesis 36. Right? And of course, you see he's doing the old salute. Some claim, allegedly, that this is one of the salutes of like Ha Hitler, the Aryan secret plan of Esau to unite the world against his brother Jacob at the very end and take power of the earth before going out into the sides of the north to fight against our God. Right? Huh? Check this out. How do you turn everyone into mind-controlled zombies who are now waking up? Fair use.
This morning, what could be a game changer for people living with severe physical disabilities. Elon Musk revealing a second patient has been implanted with Neuralink, an experimental brain-computer interface that allows patients to control technology with their mind. Musk is a co-founder of the startup.
I don't want to jinx it, but it seems to have gone extremely well with the second implant. So there's a lot of signal, a lot of electrodes. It's working very well.
Not much is known about the second patient, including when they received the implant, but we do know they suffered a spinal cord injury, just like Nolan Arbaugh.
This is all from there to there. Yeah, man.
Arbaugh was the first Neuralink patient. He opened up to Good Morning America back in May.
I was just very happy that I would be a part of something that I believe is so monumental and this next step forward of helping people with paralysis.
Musk says he believes Neuralink will allow all humans, whether they have physical disabilities or not, to more efficiently interface with the digital world and even compete with artificial intelligence.
If it's extremely safe and you have and you can have superhuman abilities, I think probably a lot of people would choose to have it.
The news, only one of the major breakthroughs for people facing mobility issues. Synchron, another company using brain implants to give disabled patients access to computers, recently released this video.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like watching it in a theater.
Showing a 64-year-old man with ALS who cannot use his hands playing games and sending texts through an Apple Vision Pro headset.
It's just another way to retain as much independence as possible.
Back to Neuralink, Musk hopes to implant 8 more patients by year's end.
By year's end? Hey. Who want to stand in line for that one? Huh? Who wants to stand in line for that? Uh-huh. There it is. The Trump card. Folks, they started the first day. Like, we don't waste no time. Right? Bring the desk on up. Bring the desk on up. And I'm going to sign this stuff. It's unprecedented. I'm going to sign this stuff into law right now. One second. Hey, Gocc, I see you. If you want to come in, you can come in. I see you there, okay? Right? Another thing. Okay. Hold on, where my phone at here? There's another thing that was just signed. Where's my phone? One second. That was signed into law. And I'm going to talk about this, Elder Lawyer. Hold on. Sorry about that. It went off the screen here. I'm going to talk about that, Elder Lawyer. One second.
Yes, sir.
They just signed this into law. Let me bring you up again. Let me get it here. Did Ramar send it to me? Hold on. Stick with me, folks. Stick with me. Yes. Trump announces AI infrastructure investment. 500 billion. 500 billion. Fox News. Someone took a picture of this and sent it to me. First day, $500 billion. Trump announces AI infrastructure investment. AI infrastructure investment. 500 billion. I thought we were going to get some type of relief from the outside of what was happening, sending all these billions of dollars to the Ukraine, right? First day, He's spending $500 billion investing in AI, which will make what? The majority of America's workforce obsolete. This is going to be an interesting 4 years. And I believe they're going to have the infrastructure in place. And I believe we're going to see the effects of all of this on another level in the midst of and or by the end of 2026. We're going to see what's really going on here. They want Elder Lawyer to have the last Jubilee, the last 7 years of power, or 8 years of power. Well, really the last 7 years of power, controlled strictly by AI. It's being implemented where the people will become obsolete. Well, if there's too many people and no jobs for them, but to serve their masters, well, if they don't get rid of the majority of the people, then they'll have a rebellion against the elite. So they're putting an infrastructure in place already to grab people out of society and have a built-in excuse to do so, where the majority of people isn't going to question why they're gripping up people. See, but they needed the illegals and all that to feign plausible deniability. And see, Elder Lawyer, they're really not giving us much choice here. Either we can get with the system that they're going to bring forth, which is the mark of the beast system, using Elon Musk. Okay? They can either, here it is, you can get with that, or you can get with this here.
And they want to push a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime. They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet.
They want to push our trans siblings back into the closet. They see straight people as the enemy, folks.
And they want to push a national abortion ban that would make our decisions a crime.
They want to push an abortion ban that would make our decisions, killing babies, a crime. So either we can choose these nut jobs or choose Trump's system that's bringing forth the mark of the beast. Folks, do we really have a choice? Look at what we're stuck between. Everybody ran to Trump, and look what he's introducing. And the answer is absolutely yes. We do have a choice. Elder Lawyer, let's get Jeremiah 17 real quick.
Yes, sir.
There is a choice. The only choice. And the Most High wouldn't have it any other way. There's nut jobs on either side aimed towards destroying God's people. Jeremiah 17:5, let's read that.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah 17, verse number 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord.
And whose heart departeth from the Lord. Cursed be the man that trust in man, and maketh flesh his arm. See? Depending on the strength of government, when government has always been about consolidating power and using the people on earth as servants to the gods. Folks, that's been the political setup since Cain in the land of Od. That's what it's about. And these elites try to operate like gods. And that's the plan. The plan is to destroy all that's right, put the whole earth under subjection to Satan, and make the people that are left servants. That's the plan. Either side, folks, they're working together. We have no choice. We have no choice. The Democrats can't help us. Neither can the Republicans.
That's right.
Only Christ. And the people who don't wake up to this, folks, I'm going to show you where they'll be. The people who don't wake up to this, folks, this is them right here. This is why there will be no resistance when Satan brings this forth through these so-called world leaders. They will be under this mind control. A lot of them are under it to some degree already that took the stuff. Okay, so this is how they're going to be able to accomplish what they need to accomplish, because the majority of the earth is under the mind control. Who thought they were taking something that can help them get over a flu. And they're going to take these people and turn these people against the righteous. But again, the next phase in this is, well, you don't have to do the brain chips. We can just shoot it in your hand. It's less evasive. I'm telling you, that's where they're going to go. And they're going to tell people outright, you will not be able to get your housing. You will not be able to get your food. If you're on public assistance, your children will not be able to go to school, and that will cut you off if you don't take them into a doctor's office and get their shot. You'd be like, what shot? You know the shots. The RFID. That will be your wallet. That will be your health records. That will be everything. And even your doctor visits. There will be no longer where you go into the doctor's office around the corner from you. It'll be remote because they'll be able to see your vitals and all of that with the technology shot in you. And the doctor will be able to prescribe something for you right out. Okay? Because the chip is in you, they'll be able to pull up everything and they'll be able to see everything and say, well, okay, this is what you can do. What's your symptoms? They'll be able to diagnose things and all of that. It's going to seem convenient. The technology is already here. And guess what? The whole United States, not just the United States, the whole world is united behind Satan's trump card. And with Trump comes AI, where jobs are obsolete. Service jobs are obsolete. This coming Friday, I'm going to do another serious Patreon where we're going into the robotics. They have already established in the United States to take all of the service jobs from those who live here. The only people we can't trust in people. We got to trust in Christ and the Most High and unite together. Now, again, I'm going to have meetings all through this year with the leaders of the church, and we're going to be discussing what? We're going to be discussing self-sustainability. How to grow your own food if you haven't already. Okay? Elder Ariah, I just heard, had his first sheep, his first kid, from mating his sheeps. Right? Self-sustainability, and we're going to have to support each other with private jobs. Okay? Which means anything that we would normally have to go outside to get, we have to learn that within our body and pay that person or those people to do that service. We're going to have to do some self-sustaining where it's circulating amongst us. And we have to operate like that and learn to operate like that until there's no money in the system. And when there's no money in the system, we're going to trade what we have that we sustained, we were able to accumulate during a time of peace. That's how it got to go down. We have to have an essential trade system where what we provide is essential for life. Okay? We'll be fools not preparing for what's coming. And then even after that, Christ is going to have to guide us through that. But Christ has given us the insight through the Holy Spirit on how to plan as Satan looked to replace the world with AI. And if you don't fall in line with Christ, and if you're out there by yourself, it would leave you with little choice to survive outside of taking the mark of the beast. Elder Lawyer, what say you? Someone says it sounds like we're in some type of futuristic movie. Man, Elder Lawyer, when the last time we were up over 3,200 people up in here? Thank the Most High.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, always during the time where certain events take place, we've seen it during the plague, where people were kind of looking for insight, people were looking for direction, and you notice that the numbers shoot up. So I think it's the same thing tonight. As you mentioned, people have been reaching out, trying to figure out exactly what this all means. So I think this is the opportunity that people are getting the answers to the questions they have been asking themselves.
Well, someone asked a good question, Elder Lawyer. Someone asked, is Apollyon a real person? No. Apollyon is a demon. It's a spirit. Okay? It's not a person. All right? Apollyon is a demon. But all in all, a lot of these elites that you see in power are under Apollyon's control, under Satan's control. Okay? So people are looking for an antichrist, and that's going to be one of our lessons. That's going to be one of our lessons that we're going to break down in the academy. The understanding of the antichrist will be in the academy. Stop looking for one guy. Okay?
Right.
Stop looking for one guy. Fauci and Bill Gates are just tagged in Elon Musk. Don't forget, Fauci been operating with his pseudoscience since the HIV lie that they put out there. Okay? Fauci been in place since HIV. So now they're done with the science part of it, because through these particular experiments, they've prepared the bodies through their pharmaceuticals to actually receive the MK Ultra of all MK Ultras. Mind control through the healthcare system. MK Ultra, folks, that's all it is. And when people get the RFID in them, it's over. They got nano dust that they're spraying out here that's actually particles that's going into people, connecting with what they shot in them, what people chose to get years ago. Why do you think out of nowhere, Elder Lawyer, why is there a need for preemptive pardons for Fauci? What did Fauci do wrong?
Exactly.
What are people going to find out about the stuff he said was put in them to make them safe from a cold or flu? What didn't he say? So they know that eventually people are going to realize that they were a part of a mass experiment. And folks, outside of that, and see, that's how they play hot potato. That leads to this. Because the Neuralink and all that, all of this stuff they're doing with the robotics is connecting people through transhumanism. Well, you can't do that unless you convince your children, oh yeah, if your children need to go to school, you probably need to make sure they get their stuff so that they're safe from these diseases that no longer harm people in our community anymore. What else are they putting in this stuff that's getting bodies prepared for the next stage of their satanic evolution? Transhumanism. Look it up. Elon Musk is in place. But they had to get the bodies prepared to receive the technology first. Don't trust in man. Get baptized, follow Christ. We're going to be at that Passover. We're going to be communing this year with the body of Christ, knowing that these are the people the Most High have aligned together in these end days to help one another through Jacob's trouble. 515-605-9327. Okay. We've exposed today what? Satan's trump card. They've already began to put the military infrastructure in place with checkpoints. Over in California, claiming that they're exporting illegals. Okay? Now, a lot of you probably I don't want to go through everything, just to give you a recap for what some of you probably missed while we open up the lines here, 515-605-9327. Here's a recap. They gave us the nut jobs for 4 years so that we could, which is a small population of nut jobs, right? Looking to turn our children into different sexes and all these others, knowing that the people all together would be united together at the end of this administration. You had a president who was out to lunch for 4 years, and everyone knew it and didn't say anything and didn't care because he wasn't Trump. And that show you the mentality, that gives you the mentality of the citizens of America when you know we got 4 years at Bernie's and no one is saying anything. You must be under mind control. So they gave us 4 years of nut jobs so that people would have no choice but what? But to choose the logical leader. Donald Trump. For those who missed it. The Illuminati Trump cards, if y'all missed this. Donald Trump. 1994 Illuminati cards. It shows the bullet going by his face. 1994. It shows the sniper on the Illuminati cards in 1994. Then it shows what? Someone being near miss. He almost got shot, near miss, but he was controlled by what? This guy here was controlled. Play this card in a place, and a place is destroyed without a disaster. The destruction becomes mere devastation. A near miss card, right? Because they say the guy was some type of psych job, incel, right? And then there was a second attempt on the orange man. See this? 1994 Illuminati cards. Near miss, enough is enough. Standing up and he put his fist up, and guess what? The goal was to bring all people together who no longer could take it when it comes to these nut jobs that they had in high positions. That's why everyone is celebrating that nut job they have over the DEI hire they had over the Coast Guard. I look in her eyes and I'm like, Lord, this woman is crazy. Putting these nut jobs in all high positions, and now Trump is booting them all out, and everyone is cheering and celebrating. That's why they put the nut jobs under DEI in place from the beginning. They knew that logical people would revolt against that nonsense. And by doing so, they've united all people in the United States. And they use this, according to the cards, because you play the cards at certain times, to actually become Teflon, where it doesn't matter what people try to do against you, it slides right off. See? Teflon coating. See? That's Elon Musk, which shows what? The media is now deflected. And they did that with Twitter. All right? Uh-huh. And then at the end of it, you have what? In the end of all of these Illuminati cards, guy look like Trump right here, don't he? 1994. At the end of it, you have what? A charismatic leader standing above all leaders. See? You had Barack Obama there in the audience below the charismatic leader, booed on his way in. You had the Bushes there. You had the Clintons there. At the end stands the charismatic leader. And folks, it was always what? In the cards. 515-605-9327. And that's if Blog Talk decide the work today, right? Let's see if they're going to let us into what we've been paying for years. Let's see.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
Okay, I don't like they're going to let me up in here, huh? 1 second.
We are sorry, but we are experiencing a problem with our system. Please try your call again later or report a problem through the Blog Talk Radio webpage.
Okay, I'm getting discriminated against here, Elder Lawyer. I spoke to Elder Ramar, and I'm like, Elder Ramar, when you try to go on Blog Talk, is there any issue? He's like, no, every time you go on Blog Talk outside, it works perfectly. It so happens to blink out every Wednesday and the Fridays where I come on for the Patreon updates is the only day it doesn't work. And I think by bringing forth information like we did tonight with the patents, connecting the dots for the people, guiding people through Satan's programming, guess what? And we do that in a very efficient way. And I think by doing so, they're like, you know what? Nah, that's it. We don't care if he's paying our bills on Blog Talk. We cutting them off right now. So no more Blog Talk. I'm coming up with an alternative radio option very soon. And I'm going to also, Elder Lawyer, get ready for this soon. I want to do a sit-down podcast this spring and summer. All right? Bring in different guests. We already got it already set up at the church. Our different scenes for podcasts is already established. And we're going to do a podcast show this coming between spring and summer. Okay, so look forward to that. Well,
yes, sir.
Right? So get ready. Hey, they knock down one thing, I'll tell you what, the Most High just open up a whole different door. It's all good. So what I'll do is, let's do Zoom then. Let's do Zoom. And again, we have a few people in, and I need y'all to really, brothers and sisters, help us out and support the next Hebrew and Bible Academy. Okay, we're going to end this academy this coming Sunday with Who is Christ? Okay, there's so many different understandings out there concerning Christ's mission, his ministry, and there's some people out there questioning whether or not he existed. What do the Jews believe about Christ, and why do they deny him? Speaking of under Judaism, right? Why do so many people deny him? Why are there Hebrews out there denying Christ? Why are there Hebrew Israelites denying Christ's baptism? We're going to break this down with a profound lesson this Sunday, who is Christ. But again, for those who haven't participated or have participated in the past, keep in mind, no two academies are the same. Okay, there's a new Hebrew and Bible Academy. Go to historytimes.org, which begins February 16th. February 16th, you must be there. And the theme will be the War of the Gods. Folks, the fallen ones are here. And when the cities break down, they will show themselves. A whole nother understanding in that. The origin of angels, the reason Adam fell, the true understanding of the Antichrist. There's many, so we're going to dispel the lie they're teaching in the Christian churches, okay? Looking for one man when there's many Antichrists. The true doctrine of the Gentiles, and more live interviews. You're going to enjoy the Academy. It's the best experience you can have, the most fun you can have learning the Bible. Go to historytimes.org to enroll. There's, two separate payments, $75 for the first month, $75 for the second month, and the third month, you don't have to worry about paying anything at all. $75 for the first month and a separate $75 for the second month. And I thank you, loyal Academites, and we have a lot of gifts we're going to give you also for those who are in this academy. And we'll have some gifts, signed books and all that we'll send out there, history books and all that for the next academy. Go to historytimes.org to enroll. So many people might have an opinion on what happened during this inauguration. What exactly did you all see that wasn't pointed out in this particular broadcast that most should understand? Okay. Or maybe you've seen something. I noticed it was a shame to see a black man or Obama walk that walk of shame by himself. I thought that was a resounding message and signal to the world of what's wrong with our people. When I seen that, I'm like, that's interesting. Oh, because what she's feeling, she's going to let her husband endure all of this shame by himself. And Hillary was there, right? Look what Hillary and Bill, man, Bill was trying to get down with everything not moving and moving. Everybody know that these are ceremonial relationships where they feel entirely different about each other outside of the camera. A lot of these are political relationships, but at least they can show an affront of some level of unity. That said something to see, even though, y'all know what I feel about Obama. He was the worst president in the history of life. Okay. That's my opinion of him. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he was the president for the gays and transgenders. Because they're the only ones I've seen who benefited from his administration. And it's a shame because black people rode for him. Even when they couldn't have any argument. They couldn't even argue to say why he should be in position outside of his color. But they continue to ride with it. And what did we get? Nothing. So maybe y'all, I'll tell you what though, that inauguration, Elder Lawyer, was definitely a show.
Tell me about it.
He's sitting there throwing out pins like t-shirts at a concert. I'm like, Lord, have mercy. I'm like, if it wasn't anything, it was a show. I'll tell you that. But
Yes, sir.
we're in for some serious trying times. I'll tell you. All right. So let me real quick. What I'll do, for those who would like to come in and give us your point of view, you can do so through Zoom, okay? And I thank you all for your continued support. We're in for an interesting year, and I'm sure you'll be right here as we go through what unfolds, right? You'll be right here if it be the Most High's will.
Yes, sir. Now, I didn't have any comments, but I was holding something. I was just wondering if you still wanted this reference.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Say Matthew chapter 13, where it goes into blessed are your eyes.
Yes.
Matthew 13 and 15.
Well, let me get there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Elder. All right. Chapter and verse. Matthew 13, right?
Yes, sir. Say Matthew 13 and 15.
All right. Can you read that for me, please, sir?
Yes, sir. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing.
That's the people out there right now. Read.
And their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Come on.
Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
The Most High says, Christ said, but blessed are your eyes that you see and your ears that you hear. It's blessed to see the world for what it is and not get overtaken. Right? We can see the show that is the political arena and what they're truly planning. And we can also see the prophetic understanding through it so to not be taken with Satan's devices. That's a blessing in of itself, folks, because the majority of the people out there, if you were to tell them what they're actually planning and what's in them that they took during this pandemic, they would think that you are crazy. They would call you a conspiracy theorist. Because it sounds, everything we're dropping, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi episode, doesn't it? So it's to a degree where you can let people know what's really going on, and they'll say, they'll wait till you leave and talk to everyone around them and say, yeah, he's cool, but he's crazy. Man, that girl, she's a little delulu. You'll be talking to somebody, they'll listen to you and talk amongst other people and say, you know what? She's a conspiracy theorist. It's almost to a degree where there's no one you can actually share this with without them seeing you negatively. And that's a shame. So Christ said, blessed are your eyes that you see, and your ears that they still hear. That your spiritual eye is open. Your eyes are open. Your spiritual ears are open so you can see exactly what's really going on. So that what? Satan can't stumble you and trap you into this satanic system. So that now you can maneuver understanding their true plans against the children of God. All right. Thank you, other lawyer.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me see here. I got the mic turned up. Right? All right. I'm going to put, there it is. I'm going to put Zoom in the chat for those who would like to come in. Okay, Sister Day, I'm going to bring you in 1 moment. 1 second. We'll be right back with Zoom. The Bible. 1 second. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken. and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that he used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited. Okay, how you doing, Sister Day? Bless you.
Hey, I'm doing well. I just wanted to make a comment about the inauguration and what the things I did see with it.
Oh, okay. Where you from?
I'm from Maryland, DMV.
Oh,
body.
yeah. Okay, DMV. You came in before, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have a perspective from what happened with the inauguration?
Yeah, it just let us know that the times is coming closer and closer, because you can see with us not involved with anything, and all of our people have fell away from everything, that everything is really coming closer to the end. The signs are there. True. It's just, are we paying attention to everything that's happening? And seeing that, this AI stuff, everything was just all implemented one piece by piece by piece, year by year by year, but we weren't paying attention because we were so wrapped up in our day to day. We were so wrapped up in going along to get along, and it made everything make sense. And then looking at it now, it's so many people that are ready to accept the beast because they don't want to be without, and they don't want to get caught up in not, being noticed as the outcast. So they rather pick one or the other. And just like, I stopped saying anything long time ago to family, to friends, I seen everything that you were saying, and then I was just paying attention, just sitting back and watching. Yeah. And stop talking about it, because now you see people are snitching on each other, and they are, ratting each other out about housing and everything else. It's very bad. It's very bad in these times. It's very bad. And I live right in the heart of DC. So I'm right in Maryland where all this crazy is happening. And when inauguration happened, it was like everybody was in agreement with Trump. Everybody was okay with the AI and everything that he was saying. They was agreeing with it. And, of course, they was asking people for their opinions, but I didn't say anything. And
so do they know? Do they know that AI is going to replace the majority of jobs? The majority of the workforce will be, even when it comes to receptions and all that, all of the desk jobs, the government jobs will be taken through AI, and all of the retail jobs are going to close, and Amazon and all of that is going to be straight to consumer. There will be no middleman when it comes to retail.
Exactly. And a lot of people, Elder, to be honest with you, a lot of people think it's going to be a good thing, because the thing they believe in Trump is the stimulus check. They believe in, I'll get a forever stipend. I'll forever get, $2,500 to take care of my family. I'm not worried about it. And that's the lie. That's the lie.
Hey, I'll tell you.
So
they're going to just give you enough not to rebel.
That's right.
Just enough not to rebel. Just like I see some people, and may the Lord bless their soul, they're satisfied with just some people are just working at the end of their life to get a disability check.
Yep.
And I believe that that's a defeated spirit, that at the end of this, the only thing you can look forward to is a disability. And really, if you look at that, because they know these people aren't disabled, these are just stimulus checks they're giving people regularly just to keep them from rebelling. So,
that's right.
And then it's going to require the mark of the beast eventually. They're going to say, well, listen, we have a new system in place. And in order for you to receive your benefits, you're going to have to go to the doctor and get a chip. Don't worry about it. No one's going to know you have it. It's going to go down like that. And that's when things get real. Thank you, sister.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right. Who else we have here? We have D'Artagnan Smith. Please unmute when you come in, D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm blessed by the best, and his name is Ahaya. Where you from, D'Artagnan?
I am from Ohio. I'm currently living in North Dakota.
North Dakota. What say you?
I spoke to you back in August and brought out information about Elon Musk.
Yes, you were the guy that, it was right on. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, and what you have mentioned today about Elon and Bashamath wasn't spot on. Elon was a Hittite, and so was his daughter.
Yeah.
And those were Canaanites.
Those were Canaanites. You're right, and they had children with the Edomites.
So
yeah,
they weren't offspring, but they were the progenitors.
Yeah, they mixed with Esau. It's the Canaanites mixing with Esau.
And I would have to assume that they were leprous Canaanites.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And then there came along Eliphaz and Zepho, and those are the ones who catapulted Edom into becoming Edomites.
Yeah, what they would call today, they try to hide it under the term Neanderthal.
Right.
Yeah. You're right.
So, yeah. And with Elon throwing up that Hitler salute, that goes into the Oath of Haredi, which is that goes to Greece, which, Zepho started. And that's putting the needs of your country above your own personal needs.
Interesting.
I just wanted to share that information.
Thank you, my brother. Good information, because I guess I was on Patreon and you mentioned I need to look into Genesis 36 because Elon is there and Bashamath is Spice, which is one of the children of Ishmael. And I looked at him like, man, this is deep. These are straight.
No, Bashamath is
Spice.
Is a daughter of Elon.
Of Elon.
Both Hittite.
The daughter of Elon. Exactly. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
And Nabojoth is a son of...
Nabojoth is the children of Ishmael.
Right.
And that's
which are dark-skinned Ishmaelites.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Esau married into, I believe, Nabojoth's sister as well.
Yeah.
And that's when he was able to take Petra, which is Jordan.
Exactly.
And that's where light-skinned Ishmaelites come from.
Okay. I'll look into that. I'll look into that piece because I know they eventually became leopard and a leopard family in of itself, and that became the first white race called Edomites. So I may add that into our 4th week lesson in the academy, who's Edom. All right. And then later on, they mixed with Naaman, who was turned white. Okay. When you look at the Naamanites, and some of them went into the Caucasus Mountains and became the Eastern Europeans. But we'll talk. Great point, my brother. Thanks for clearing that up.
Shalom.
Shalom. Great points, my brother. Hey man, we got some sharp brothers and sisters out there. You can let yourself out. Thank you, my brother. All right, we have royalty. Please unmute royalty. How you doing?
Hello?
How you doing? Yeah, please keep your camera still. You're moving around a little bit. Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am blessed by the Almighty. City and state. Where you from?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans, not too far from my stomping ground. I was born in Lake Charles. Talk to me.
Okay. Two things. One, a couple of years ago, I stumbled upon a book in my mom's library called Think Like a Billionaire by Donald Trump.
Okay.
And in the middle of the book, there's a picture, and it shows Trump on one side and a picture of what's supposed to be God on the other side. And Trump tells God, "You're fired."
Oh yeah. The nerve of him. And Trump is really not his name. His name is Drumpf.
Okay.
He's the family of Drumpf, which is, a Jewish tycoon family. Okay. And they go way back. Okay. They go way back. So yeah. And it was weird because he said in his inauguration the other day, one of his speeches, that he shook hands with Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam had a very, very strong grip, as if he was speaking of an entity or person. That was weird in of itself. So yeah, don't forget MAGA or Magi means top sorcerer. The Magi or MAGA is really, when you look at MAGA, sister, it's a position amongst the Satanists. One of the highest positions amongst Satanists is MAGA. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So hey, let me tell you, he's been in waiting for a long time. And there was never a time, even throughout pop culture, Trump wasn't relevant. Even growing up,
I remember his show, The Apprentice.
It was never a time where Trump just wasn't. There was never a time Trump was off the scene. Need you to think about this. Never. There was never a time. Trump was always on the scene. Even coming up, if there was Michael Jackson, Trump was there. If it was Mike Tyson, Trump was there. When he came in with the, let me see if I can find this. When he came in with the Taj Mahal, Trump Plaza, him being a tycoon, author. He came out with a book called The Deal, The Art of the Deal. Mm-hmm. As an author, he was always within the sphere of entertainment, or was recognizable through every generation. Right?
Right.
It was never a time. He's actually a pop culture icon. Right?
He was even in the Home Alone 1 movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, they were building a tower here in New Orleans, and they had people died, so they had to cancel the construction.
Yeah.
Yeah, not far from Bourbon Street, where they had the incident the other day. Yeah. So
So check this out, sister, because I'm glad you brought him up. When you look into the Church of Satan, right? The Church of Satan, hierarchy in the Church of Satan. Look right here. I'm gonna blow it up so everyone can see it. Right? I showed this months ago. Hierarchy in the Church of Satan. MAGA. MAGA's a 5th degree Satanist. MAGA. See that? That's the highest degree of Satanists. You get the registered members who come into the Church of Satan, they have no degree. You have the active member, they get second degree. You have witch or warlock, like the people that are over Planned Parenthood, allegedly. They're only second degree. They just deal with bloodletting of children. Then you get the priestess and priests who are over the rituals. They're third degree. You get the magistra or the magister, that's fourth degree. What is the highest degree of the Church of Satan? MAGA.
MAGA.
See that? So you're going to hear many people calling him the Antichrist, even though there's many Antichrists. But you know what? Sure, he's included. All right?
Right.
All right? So you know
one other
he's
thing
going
in
to
the
bring...
beginning, you were talking about...
I'm listening.
Oh, when you were talking about people who took the jabby jab, I remember my spouse, he didn't tell me that he took it, but I knew he took it because I had a dream. And in the dream, his body was full of light. And then I saw an injection was given to his arm. And as the injection was given, all the light was removed from his body. And after that dream, I knew. I asked him, I said, "Did you get it?" And he was like, "Yes."
So did he tell you? Okay, let me ask you this. Did you have an inclination that he would probably do it?
Yes, because I know his parents were pushing it really hard.
And he didn't talk to you about it first?
No, he knew that I wasn't going to get it, and he knew that our kids were not going to get it as well because my son, when he got one set of vaccinations, his whole development stopped. And I had to go on a fight to get him back normal. So after that, he knew that definitely no vaccinations at all.
Oh, that's interesting.
For me or the kids.
Yes. Okay, well, do me a favor. I would like you to come on this coming Patreon this Friday. And we're going to have this conversation further. All right?
Okay.
Okay, because I need, when you get an opportunity, to go on YouTube and look up Fun Vax on YouTube.
Okay.
Fun Vax Pentagon, and see what you see there. That's something interesting that I'm not going to talk about here. I'll probably talk about it this coming Friday. All right. Fun Vax Pentagon. All right. So thank you, sister.
Okay.
Great points. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you. Bless you. All right.
Bye.
Our people are waking up, man. Dang, that's deep. The Most High shoulder. Yeah, let yourself out. Thank you. And we have Brother Yeshriel. I'm only going to go a few more of these before we conclude our broadcast for this evening. Yisrael, if you can unmute, that would be highly appreciated. The brother Yexel Yajriel. Please unmute, please. Okay, how are you?
Shalom.
Shalom, sir. Your video isn't working? Don't worry about it. Just what say you? Where you from?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, sir.
Memphis, talk to us.
In Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, talk to me.
Yes, Elder Kaart teaching is on point. I see the Most High is working with him tremendously. And for a minute, I was asking myself, what does he mean about attacking us? And then I would think it was like a couple months ago when I was at a restaurant and a college game was on. And they was mocking us. You know, I'm talking about they lingered with it. They were mocking us. They were saying that they know the reason why we was lost in the wilderness for 40 days and everything like that. And
Hold up, brother. You're losing me real quick. Your phone isn't that clear. That's number one.
Okay. All right.
It sounds like you're underwater. I'm trying to make out what you're trying to say. I don't want you to waste. It seems like you have an important message or commentating, whatever you want to call that, if you have something to say. But I can't hear you
Yes,
clearly.
sir.
Okay, you're better there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, yes. It was a couple months ago. For a minute, I was wondering why you kept saying that they was attacking us. And so, once again, the Most High is using you, brother. I'm talking about He using you to the fullest.
Praise the
And
Most
your
High.
teaching, yes, sir. Your teaching is on point. But a couple months ago, there was a college game on. It was Ole Miss, and the commentators they was marking us. I'm talking about they linger with it, man. They was like, they know the reason why we were lost in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, and we needed somebody to show us the way out. And
that's what that's what a commentator said, a sports commentator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. And they went on and on and on with over 30 minutes.
Send that to me. Send that to me if you can.
I didn't record it, sir. When I tried to reach for my phone and everything, try to record it, it was went out, but I was just stuck for a moment because I was hearing this, and I was like, wow. They are saying this, they putting it out there, they poisoning people's minds about us, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This is unreal. And two, I knew Trump was going to win because that was a lesson I was looking for. That it was that you talked about his name, and it was dealing, and you was coming with revelation with it, and that would let me know that he was going to be the one that win the presidency.
Yeah,
because of your teaching. His name means something. I tried to look for that lesson, brother, and I couldn't find it. But I normally press the like button. I press the like button all the time, but I got so many of your lessons, I didn't know which one it was. But that led me to tell others, hey, Trump is going to win.
Well, believe it or not, I got the book up right here. Let me show people the book, because I mentioned this a long time ago.
You sure did, sir.
Well, I'm going to show it to the people right now because many people probably haven't been following my lessons for years. I mean, they're probably fairly new. And I brought this out years ago about a book that came out in 1900. Right?
Wow.
Here it is right here. I got it on the screen. I have it on the screen here. Let me put it on the screen.
Hallelujah.
Right? I got it on the screen. And the book came out in 1900, titled The Last President. The Last President came out in 1900. And who is this? This book is about a Manhattan business and or real estate tycoon. Right? And it's called The Last President: Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump.
Wow.
Baron Trump. Baron Trump's marvelous underground journey. The Last President. Came out in 1900.
Wow.
See that? The Last President, or 1900. Travels of Adventures, Little Baron Trump, Baron Trump's marvelous underground journey. And the book was titled, listen to this, The Last President. Look,
it's time to get rid.
Yeah, and guess what? Trump's son name is who? Barron. You can't make this up.
You can't make it up.
Yeah.
You can't make it.
So, hey, Satan is playing his trump card.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, brother.
I got a question for you. How can we get baptized down here in Memphis?
We're about to set up a church in Memphis, actually. So just keep your ear to the ground. You can send an email to GOCC South, SOUTH, at yahoo.com. GOCC South at yahoo.com. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And we'll link up where you can go into, we can link you into one of the regional places to be baptized before we get a church there if you need that, okay?
Yes, sir, because I have a testimony, man, of my supernatural experience with him.
Okay.
I had one.
Well, don't talk about it here. We'll talk.
I'm not.
We'll talk about that one-on-one, my brother. We've all had those experiences. All right. Thank you, my brother.
You're welcome, my brother. And my name is pronounced Yehezekiel.
Yehezekiel.
Yes, sir.
I won't forget it.
Yeah.
Yehezekiel. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom. You can let yourself out, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Bless you.
Bless you.
All right. Let me let him out here.
Yes.
Hold on. Come on. One second. Gallery. All right. All right. We have Brother Israel. We have two more, and that will conclude our night, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
After that, I'll let one more in, which is talking about Satan's last trump card. And we must be saved through this because eventually they're going to put in a bank system that will eventually, they're going to totally destroy. The only thing that our people, Elder Lawyer, have been surviving through is that we've been so resourceful with being able to hustle, being able to get different hustles to cobble together enough money to support our family. And when they put the electronic system in, it's really going to destroy even that, right? To not be, so they're doing it now where you can't even do any business without them knowing exactly how much taxes you got to pay as far as people out there, they're using Cash App and all these others. And now all of that has become taxable income. Now, one thing I can say is positive because I'm really feeling what he's saying he's going to do with the external revenue service, right? And I thought about that. That means we tax the people who have been benefiting off America for years to give our people some type of rest, right? But I'm like, well, hold up. Who can dismantle the Internal Revenue Service and get away with it? I'm like, hold up. This ain't no him switching it from the IRS to the External Revenue Service. This is them setting up the new platform, being that when they set up the world electronic system, they're not going to need the IRS. With an electronic system, you don't need the IRS trying to figure out whether or not you owe money. If you owe money, they're just going to take it out of your credit. Right? So they're not going to have to audit you or nothing because your money is electronic. It's credits. They're going to be able to just go in and just take what belongs to them without your permission. So he's not doing something by claiming I'm getting rid of the IRS. They're not going to need the IRS with the system they're putting in place. Wake up, folks. All right. Last call, last Zoom for today. I can't say call. Brother Israel, you there?
Yes, Shalom, Elder.
Shalom, I got you, and then I'll bring Taladia. Talagia. That's I've never seen that name before. So you're gonna tell me what that is. Talk to me, brother. Brother Israel.
Yes, sir. I was gonna just be brief. I was trying to get in touch with Elder Shapard. You remember I was telling you about the FBI issue. I was just trying to get some help with that. because the guards were not letting me go in to talk to the agents.
Well, listen, I don't want to talk about no court situations right here, legal situations. Send an email to goccSouth@yahoo.com, and I'll have send your number and say that you need to speak to Shapat, and Elder Lawyer will convey that to Shapat. All right?
Yes, sir. Hey, can I ask a question before I leave?
Sure.
Yeah, man. I was listening to one of your lessons, and it was talking about like if you hurt somebody in the past or something like that, to be charitable. And I know you always advocate for using a method that Christ tell you to go by, talking to the person alone. But I was wondering if you can make a lesson on, being careful because it can backfire, because that's what happened to me. I was the person I was trying to win over was a covetous person, and it was some stuff in the Apocrypha that you were saying about how this person will not be satisfied. You can't win that type of person over, or a person who is like extolling themselves in their heart, and they're straying like a bull alone. So with these type of characters that you're trying to win over, it can backfire.
Brother, it's
Yeah.
not about winning someone over. If you go to a person in good faith that you are actually sorry for hurting,
yeah,
you don't. There's no expectations outside of you making peace with that person and knowing that you availed the opportunity to do so.
Right.
Now, if they don't accept that, then your conscience is clear that you took steps towards doing what Christ said. Christ didn't say that they're going to accept what you're doing, but at least you took that step.
Right.
So you have to get out of the thing of winning people over. Okay.
I guess the backfire part was that they lied to my face and was saying, "Oh yeah, we forgive you" and stuff like that. Like a year later, when I'm living with them again, they steal something from me and stuff like that to disrespect me. And I was trying to be charitable.
Okay, so there we go. When you living with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't be living with them. You have to live. You got to stand on your own 2 feet and have your own.
Right. You said separate from thine enemies from the Apocrypha. When you was teaching about that, I was like, man, I should not be here.
Well, brother, you have to realize that if you under a person, see, I think you're cherry picking that Apocrypha. The Bible talks about also becoming an underling to a man or a person. If you living under somebody, you become an underling. It's like
we was all living together. It's not their household. It was my grandmother's.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know that dynamic, but you got to have your own. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you, my brother.
All right. Thank you. Shalom.
Shalom. Okay. So you can let yourself out. So even when you're living under those circumstances, right? Then you got a bunch of Indians and no chief. If the buck don't stop anywhere, then it's confusion. Right? Tyler Gia Boyd. I think it's, I hope I'm saying your name correctly here. Tyler Gia. She's joining. All right, Elder Lawyer, that concludes the broadcast. So you could have a good night, and we'll talk soon, all right? I'll call you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom.
Shalom. Thank you. All right, we have our last...
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, 1 second.
All right, Elder Lawyer, that concludes the broadcast. So you could have a good night, and we'll talk soon, all right? Call you tomorrow.
All right.
Sir.
All right, do me a favor, sister. I need you to turn off your
all right. Yeah, our last
mute the broadcast. Mute the broadcast, please.
Turn off the TV.
All right, Elder Lawyer.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Your name, sister?
Taligia.
Taligia. Okay, I was butchering your name. I'll tell you that. All right, where you from?
New York City.
New York. Talk to me. The floor is yours.
Yes, so actually three things. Ghana, firearm, and baptism. But first I would like your opinion about you was talking about what's going on here with the political agenda and the mark. What do you think about somebody moving to Ghana like a lot of people are doing?
Where's your husband?
I'm not married.
Okay, I wouldn't advise any woman to go anywhere without a husband.
Okay, so if, say for instance, I am married, what is your viewpoint about that particular place?
Well, here's my viewpoint because I've been all the way around the world, and what happens is, have you ever been outside the country?
Yes, I've been to Canada. I've been to Ghana.
You've been to Ghana, so you have been there. Only you visited Ghana, right?
Yes, a couple of times as a visitor.
But here's the deal. A lot of us sensationalize Ghana, believing that it's some welcome back home. And once you get assimilated into the population, all of the gloss comes off of that. And you have to deal with the reality that there's Ghanaians who would probably sacrifice a leg and an arm just to take your place here. So the whole deal is, I would never suggest that you would become a citizen in Ghana. Okay, I would suggest you what part of New York you live?
You said what part of New York?
Yeah.
I don't want to put it over the broadcast.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll put it this way. I would suggest you get guided under a church. All right? And the reason why I say that, you go into these places, you'll get exploited. And then you need an income that can sustain you. But what happens when they cut all the remote work out and you're stuck there with no financial options? So I would never.
Yeah, I was hoping. I'm sorry.
No.
I was hoping I could talk to you off the air because there's a little more details to me, I've been to the New York City location, but I don't want to put it over the international air. Something I just wanted to mention to you.
No, if you've been to the New York body, you can tell me what's the issue.
Oh no, I just been there one time. But
okay.
As I was saying, there's another element that it's not bad. It's just that for safety reasons, I wouldn't say it over the air.
Okay, but this is what I say. Not going into the church, but going into the initial question you asked. Okay, there's no woman I know that went someplace else without guidance. There's not one feel-good story or one success story that I've had for all the years that I've seen people travel throughout the earth. There's not one positive story. So what happens is, so what I'm saying is,
I was more asking your perspective.
Here's my perspective, sister. I don't think you're listening. You got to listen. You got to be guided. You got to be guided by a man, sister.
Right. I don't have an issue with that. I was just asking your overall view of the country itself because, I don't fall into the sensation because I've seen the other side of the tourism district. I know there's bribery. There's a number of things going on there. There's a lack of quality of life compared to New York City. And I wouldn't ever give up my citizenship of the United States.
Sister, hold up. Stop for 1 second, sister. Do you have a child?
Yes.
How old is the child?
10.
Where's the child's father?
He's here. There's certain things I don't want to get into.
What I'm saying is, listen.
Just you and me.
Are y'all together?
No.
Okay. under that dynamic, sister, were you going to leave the daughter with the father?
No.
Exactly. So you're talking about dragging someone else's child into another country that anything can happen to. Sister, you need a man to guide you. If it's not your husband, get under the leader of a church. Because this is how, sister, listen, this is how trauma passes from someone making an adult situation where a child has no power. And then she'll grow up to resent you if something happens in the midst of all of this. So again, let's not talk about Ghana. Let's talk about you getting guided, you being guided by a man. Okay? That should be your focus.
Yes.
All
Can
right?
I speak to that? Because I don't mind the leadership of a man. And that, to me, that actually is a plus under the right man. And I've been in the church, the regular church, for 23 years, and I just really discovered your ministry.
Yeah.
And it has totally opened my eyes.
Good.
So my point is, like, I'm like, oh, I need a man, or rather say I prefer a man who's following your ministry, who's for real, who, meaning he understands the word and is following the doctrine you're presenting.
Sister, the man you talking about, you're not vetting, he's vetting you.
What are you saying?
The man that you're talking about, that you're discussing in your head, you're not vetting him. He's vetting you. So again, what you need to do, and I'm just giving you some good advice because I've seen people make some choices. They have their mind made up and they regret not listening. Take it one step at a time. Get up under the guidance of the church. Let the Most High send that man. Because the man you're talking about, that you'll fall under and do what's right and you don't have to worry about nothing, you're not vetting that man. That man will be vetting you. Okay?
Another thing is, I just wanted to know the whole viewpoint you had about, because you were saying about the mark of the beast and America, Babylon. So my thing is there a better place for Israel to move to, other than being here in the United States? That was the main thing I wanted to try to understand from your viewpoint. Should we stay here?
Sister, I'm going to hit you with something. Right now, there's some people listening to this, and you are a prime mark. You're going to have some people reach out to you from these other places that need someone to actually siphon some money through so that they can survive where they are. I'm telling you right now. And they're going to convince you to go someplace else. And you're going to regret listening to them. I'm going to tell you right now. So see, what I need you to do, right, is take the first step. Go to a church and be guided by men, trusted men of the Most High, who could help you acclimate yourself within the ministry. And let this Holy Spirit, because when two or more gathered, Christ is in the midst. Then the Holy Spirit will bring direction at that point. Okay? You need to be guided. Or you're going to be someone is going to exploit you. I'll tell you that right now.
So I had another question, and I was hoping if I could discuss it with you off air, because it has to do with firearms.
Oh no, we don't. You can't discuss no firearms. You can't discuss no firearms with me. All right? No. What you can do is link into New York Church, and there's a blessed bishop in position. Okay? I'm a peaceful man, right? And I don't talk about no firearms. I don't talk about, especially on YouTube, any place else. No. I'm gonna show you let me show you my firearm real quick. Hold up. Let me show it to you. Real quick. I'm gonna show you my firearm right here. All right, there it is. See that? It's called the Holy Bible. It's called the Sword of God. All right. You ain't getting me tripped up in here. I love you, sister. Stay strong. Stay in the spirit. And I'm gonna make sure that I connect with Bishop Shamal, a great man in New York, and believe me, he'll help guide you. And when I get to New York, we'll sit and talk privately. If you would like to ask me any question, I'll be more than happy to have that conversation with you, face to face. All right?
Okay, so when are you in New York?
Oh, girl, you got a lot of questions, sister, don't you?
You just said you talk to me face to face.
Go to church. Go to church. Remember the Sabbath and to keep it holy. All right? And I'll see you in New York. All right? Bless you. And we'll talk soon. And there's some people waiting right now. You got some people that's overseas doing the Birdman hand rub right now waiting for you. All right? I would say go to our church. You'll be all right if you do that. All right? Bless you. And have a blessed Sabbath and blessed good night. And I'll talk with you soon. Stay strong. All right? I'll see you in the
Good
church.
night.
All right. There it is right there. That's a blessed night we're about to have. Well, that concludes our broadcast for this evening. All right, yeah, that concludes it. May the Most High be with you all. Stay prayed up. Sin not. We're the children of Israel. And guess what? We are back. We've exposed Satan's trump card. Have a good night.
The Arabs and Africans told us,
Lord have mercy.
Together our wives and children then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. Together us in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans, our highest gathering is right now. The Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, our highest gathering is right now. Asher in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. That's who we be. We be Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans, our highest